So Ben Davison's working relationship with Tyson Fury has come to an end, or so it would appear. Now I say that because we all know that Tyson Fury is a master of mind games. He's an expert when it comes to getting in his opponent's head. So when I first saw this tweet, as you can see here on screen from Ben Davison, I thought to myself, is this for real? Or is this some type of ruse by Team Fury to either delay the Deontay Wilder fight, maybe give Fury more time for his cut to heal? Or is it a way of Fury trying to make Wilder think that he's going to have a really bad camp so that Wilder gets overconfident, maybe takes his eye off the ball, trying to draw Wilder into a full sense of security? Is that what's going on here? Who knows? Maybe it's just genuine and Fury and Ben Davison really have gone their separate ways. It kind of reminds me of when Groves fought Carl Froch for the first time. And lead up to their first fight, Groves announced that he had split up with his longtime trainer, Adam Booth. And many people, I think including myself at the time, were speculating about whether that was a stunt, whether that was for real, or whether it was a mind game by Team Groves, because they were known for mind games. That time when Groves was with Booth and David Hay was in there, they were always playing mind games with opponents and with the public. But as it turned out, it wasn't a mind game at all. Groves genuinely had split up with Adam Booth. And in fact, all was not as well as it seemed for a long time in that camp. So perhaps that's also the case here with Tyson Fury and Ben Davison, maybe just genuinely gone their separate ways. It would be interesting to find out why. Was it because of what happened in the Otto Wallin fight? Because that fight was tougher than expected. We know that Tyson Fury's dad, John, wasn't happy with what went on there. Is it advice from his dad, John, to get rid of Ben Davison? Is it simply a logistical thing? Maybe Ben Davison doesn't like being away from his family for too long. Maybe he's got commitments to other fighters in the UK. Therefore, being in America all the time, it doesn't really make sense. But then again, surely he's getting paid far more to train Tyson Fury than he is to train any other fighter in the UK. So you'd imagine that if there was any sacrifice he would make, it would be training the fighters in the UK to go over and train Tyson Fury in America. So who knows what's going on there and why they've decided to part company. People have pointed out that Billy Joe Saunders recently parted company with Ben Davison for the second time. Davison did train him earlier on in his career, Billy Joe Saunders, but then he, went with a couple different trainers, went back to Davison, left Davison again. So I don't know. Who knows what's going on with Ben Davison? But in terms of who's going to replace him, Tyson Fury put this tweet up, which appears to suggest that he's now working with Javon SugarHill, who is the nephew of the late, great Manny Stewart. And Javon SugarHill, as far as I'm aware, is the head honcho now at the Kronk Gym. Again, taking on from his late, great uncle. So, yeah, interesting choice if he's working with SugarHill. Tyson Fury's had a long association with the Stewart family, right? Because Andy Lee, who is Tyson Fury's cousin, was once trained by Manny Stewart, and he was a Kronk fighter. And he actually brought Tyson Fury to meet Manny Stewart in one of the Klitschko camps. So Fury and Klitschko never sparred at the time, but that's the first time, as far as I'm aware, that Tyson Fury and Klitschko saw each other and met each other and what have you. And yeah, Manny Stewart was very impressed with what he saw with Tyson Fury during that trip. I think it was to Germany or Austria, wherever it was that Klitschko was training. And he predicted that Tyson Fury would go on to be, one of the top dogs in the heavyweight division. So he's had a long association with the Stewart family. So kind of makes sense for him to at least consider Javon SugarHill. And perhaps it was his cousin Andy Lee once again recommending SugarHill to him. SugarHill, obviously a American trainer, and Tyson Fury being based in the United States, it makes it easier because the American trainer doesn't have any commitments in other countries. He's right there based in the States. For those of you who are not too familiar with Javon SugarHill, he did train Adonis Stevenson, right? After his uncle Manny Stewart passed away, he took over training Stevenson for several fights. And Stevenson saw out the rest of his career with Javon SugarHill, including his final fight against Alexander Gvozdyk. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I've seen some people say that Tyson Fury should get back with his Uncle Peter, and that maybe he will now get back with his Uncle Peter. Well, just because he has split up, or apparently split up with Ben Davison, that's not going to automatically heal the issues that he has with his Uncle Peter. There's no correlation there. It's not like Peter was waiting for an opportunity to make up with Tyson Fury. No. Peter and Tyson are family. Peter's his uncle. They've known each other. You know, Peter's known Tyson his whole life since he was a baby. So he's not going to wait for an opportunity, you know, to say, oh, Tyson, let me come train you again. No. They've got some type of personal issue there where apparently they're not really on speaking terms. That's not going to be resolved just because Ben Davison is not training Tyson Fury anymore. They could have resolved their issues when Ben Davison was still training Tyson Fury. Again, it's deeper than boxing with Tyson and his Uncle Peter. It's deeper than boxing. This is family we're talking about. So if they wanted to reconcile, they could have done it, you know, while Ben Davison was still training Tyson. You understand? On top of that, even if he did get back with his Uncle Peter, Peter cannot go to the United States because of his criminal history. That's the reason that Peter Fury wasn't in Tyson's corner for his fight against Steve Cunningham back in the days, because he couldn't get a visa to enter the United States. So, I mean, I don't know whether after a certain amount of time has passed and you've kept your nose clean and you haven't been involved in any other criminal activity, whether, you know, the American immigration or whatever the case may be will let you in after a certain period of time has elapsed. I don't know. But, you know, the last I checked, Peter Fury couldn't get into the United States. I mean, even his dad, John Fury, can't get into the United States because they've been, you know, convicted of pretty serious crimes. So, yeah, that seems to be off the table, Tyson and his Uncle Peter. Maybe somewhere down the line, hopefully somewhere down the line, they'll hook back up again, because I do feel as though the best version of Tyson Fury we've ever seen was the version under Peter Fury. Not just for the Vladimir Klitschko fight, but even for the fight against David Haye, which never happened. For me, that's the sharpest I've ever seen Tyson Fury look on the pads in training, and the best he's ever looked aesthetically was when he was training for that David Haye fight, which never materialized. So, yeah, I think Peter Fury is the perfect guy for Tyson. You see, one of the things about Ben Davison, a lot of people have criticized him the whole time, and I've had my reservations about Ben Davison. I could never come out and say that he's not a good trainer or anything like that. But I did kind of wonder whether he had the authority to get the best out of Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury is a very gregarious, fun-loving, jovial, you know, big kid type of character. He appears to me to be somebody that's quite difficult to control. He's quite an erratic individual who freestyles and does what he wants. Peter Fury, his uncle, was, yeah, he would let Tyson Fury have fun and what have you. But the impression I had is that he was quite a serious character. You know, he was all about business, Peter Fury. And he had that influence on Tyson because not only was he a trainer, but he's Tyson's uncle. You understand? So there's a different level of respect there. And he knew how to rein Tyson in and get him to focus. You see, the thing with Tyson Fury, he's very experienced at this point. He knows how to box. He's got great instincts. He's developed a style over a number of years, which he's used over and over again. You're not really going to teach Tyson Fury many new tricks at this point. Yeah, he's going to learn a few little things here and there, but his style is what his style is, and his skill set is what his skill set is. It's not going to change dramatically from now. So the job of training Tyson Fury is really to get him to focus, obviously strategize when it comes to game plans, and just keep his mind level, because again, he is kind of erratic. The impression I got when it came to the Otto Wallen fight was that Tyson Fury was just having a little bit too much fun. And there wasn't anybody to rein him in a little bit and make him get serious from a mental perspective. So, and you know, the greatest of respect to Ben Davison, the past few months, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, it started to feel like Ben Davison was more of a fan than a trainer. It was getting a little sycophantic. But again, I'm just an outsider looking in. Maybe Ben Davison had plenty of authority over Tyson Fury. And you look, the fighter-trainer relationship doesn't need to be a master-student relationship. It doesn't need to be that. Okay, for some fighters it does. But for other fighters, that won't really work. Okay, but given the kind of character Tyson Fury is, he probably needs somebody with a bit of authority, you know, sometimes to just make him get serious. And as an outsider looking in, I'm not sure whether Ben Davison was that guy. He just seemed a bit of a fan of Tyson's and was getting a bit sycophantic. And look, you've got to talk your fighter up. You've got to believe in your fighter and sell your fighter and whatnot. But, you know, at the end of the day, you need to be able to tell your fighter straight if he's messing around too much. You know, there needs to be a certain amount of respect there. You understand? Particularly with a character like Tyson. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Tyson Fury apparently splitting from trainer Ben Davison, hooking up with Javon SugarHill. Is this a good choice? Will he ever hook back up with his uncle Peter Fury? Are there any other names out there which you think could be a good fit for Tyson Fury? And remember, he's only got, 2 months or something until the Deontay Wilder fight? It's supposed to be on February 22nd, is it? So not long to go. Who could he get in? Some people have suggested Adam Booth. Could be interesting. Other people, I mean, obviously, because Tyson Fury is British, people are suggesting a lot of British trainers. But there have been some people suggesting American trainers like Freddie Roach, since Roach was in his corner for the first Deontay Wilder fight. Even seen some people say Ricky Hatton in the UK. You know, whenever I'm trying to envision the best coach for a fighter, I look at the fighter's style, look at their attributes, and I think, okay, which coach teaches a style similar to this, or teaches a style which can improve the pre-existing style? When I look at Ricky Hatton, honestly, I don't see there's anything that he could teach Tyson Fury. In fact, Tyson Fury could probably teach Ricky Hatton more than Hatton could teach him, in my opinion. Same with Freddie Roach. I mean, Freddie Roach, he taught fighters to be very offensive. He didn't know much about defense, you know? So I'm not sure about Freddie Roach in terms of trying to teach Tyson Fury anything new. Maybe Freddie Roach has the authority. I'll say that. He definitely has the authority over fighters. But style-wise, I don't know whether that's the right guy. He's fiery and maybe that would help Tyson, but then again, maybe it wouldn't. Because Tyson Fury is naturally fiery. Sometimes with a fiery guy, it's about reining them in, getting them to control their fire. Because if it gets out of control, they get reckless and they start making mistakes. So that's why Peter Fury was so good, right? Because he had that serious but calming influence on Tyson where he could just rein him in and get him to channel his fire more effectively. So anyway, let me stop waffling on about trainers. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this story. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.